Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday Newsday.
Hello.
We have a special visitor. I am Misty, and I'm joined by Amy Barickman.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here, Amy. If you guys haven't already seen, Amy and I got to film a really fun tutorial that features her Love You to Pieces book. That just came out yesterday, so if you haven't watched it, go check it out. We teach a little bit of tips and tricks for your Sunshine Polly doll, right?
Right. I wanted to show you some of the inspiration behind the book.
Exactly. And so now we get to share some of her amazing vintage quilt collection and doll collection.
Yes.
And so, Amy, let's just talk a little bit more about this adorable book, because I think it's perfect. It's the first week of November already.
I know, I can't believe it.
I don't know how that crept up on us, but this is perfect for gifting.
It is. It's perfect for giving the book as a gift, or you still have time to make one of the projects in the book.
Exactly.
And so the projects in the book include the Sunshine Polly doll, which we're going to talk about, and then that cute little yo-yo clown.
Look at him.
And
he's so cute. Let me get in
people
close.
just love this clown. He
so
was
adorable.
Quite the popular toy to make back in the day. And then also the sock monkey, which is just as cute as he can be. So when it came to putting the book together, as we talked about, it's a little cheerful ode to friendship, and it's really for all ages. So that's what's fun too. And the project that we did and filmed was this Sunshine Polly doll, and you can see here she is in the book. And I don't think we showed this one close up during the filming. So there she is.
Well loved she is. She's just darling.
You know, and she has the little overalls, and you can make those too. There's a little pattern for that.
And I didn't even notice that her little shoes are all embroidered. They're stitched on.
Yes. So here was the one that we went through the tutorial on, and we actually made her little shoes out of t-shirt, the hem of a t-shirt.
So cute, just little caps for her feet.
Yes, and these, as I mentioned, my mom had created these based on the vintage pattern, and that vintage pattern is part of the book as a PDF. You'll receive this page by page. You can print it. And I did want to share with you too just how this book connected with my family. So I actually have a picture to share of this is my mom with her mother and her Raggedy Ann that her grandmother had made her.
Such a treasure.
So yes, that is in the book, that Raggedy Ann. And then right here, this is a double wedding ring quilt. So I wanted to share that because that was another family heirloom.
Oh my gosh.
That is part of the book.
It's so beautiful.
And this is what happened when I was creating this book, Misty. I would go into my treasure box of vintage characters, and all of a sudden the colors and they just matched up.
They worked.
And so each character in the book is companioned with a vintage quilt. And you can see this teddy bear. He's just as darling as he can be. He might need some pants here sooner or later. But so that's the double wedding ring in the book. I also wanted to share this feed sack quilt.
Oh my gosh.
And this quilt is paired with a little kitty.
Here, let me hold
You
this up
hold that up?
behind if I can, because this is so beautiful.
Yeah, it was just in great condition when I found it. And I just love the simplicity and the color. Isn't that fabulous?
Oh, and it's in amazing shape.
Yeah, it really
it's
is.
just gorgeous.
It
And
is.
hand quilted.
All of them are vintage in the book, and it's so much fun just to look at the color play and the pattern for inspiration.
It really is.
And this is the little kitty.
Oh my gosh.
I know you love embroidery
I
here
do.
at Missouri Star
at
too.
this.
So
Look
there
at
she is. And you know, in the book, you really don't know the scale of the project.
Right.
So I thought that's why that
so
one might
fun
be
to
fun
show.
to share with you.
Well, and every time we get together, Amy, I'm just so impressed by your collection. It's so amazing, and I feel like you need your own museum because you have just the most amazing extensive collection and so much history that you've really gathered.
Well, you know, it started with just my family and my, my mom and my grandmother's love for quilting, textiles, creativity, and dolls. So the doll part of it has been, and Raggedy Ann was a really fun one that we have in the book, and that's that last quilt I thought I'd share. Is this one, and you'll see here's another Raggedy Ann that's in the book. I'll hold it up there for everyone to see her cute little polka dot
on
legs.
Her socks, her
yes.
Legs.
And so this is the quilt that was my mom's in her collection that just was like a perfect match.
It really is, yeah,
so,
with the polka dot prints in here. It's so cute.
And it came to, we even used quilt blocks. And I have one last one to show you. I forgot.
Yeah.
This was actually a vintage Crazy Quilt velvet pillow in my collection. And this is the gorgeous doll that we ended up pairing with that velvet pillow.
I love it.
So from crazy quilts to log cabins, grandmother's flower garden is in the book too. But we just had a blast doing the filming too. So.
And so where did that idea kind of come to be?
Well, I had met with my editor who helped me do my Vintage Notions book years ago, and I told her I really, I love sharing my vintage collection of quilts, and I wanted to do something that was more giftable and more broad appeal. And she shared with me a book that was called the Blue Day Book, and it was like a cheerful, pick-me-up kind of gift book to give friends. And it actually had animals in it from the zoo with funny faces. And so after I saw that, it was like a light bulb hit me, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I started going into my archives and my textile collection and looking through my handmade dolls and toys and characters, and then it was like magic almost, the way things came together. And so,
like I said, I just love it so much. I mean, your collection, I have had the privilege of going to Amy's house and seeing some of it, and it's really incredible. And so now to be able to document some of it in the book. And the other thing that I love is, as a little girl whose mom and grandma also sewed, I had handmade dolls that meant so much to me. And so when I saw this in person, when Amy shared it with me, I immediately felt connected to it, and I think so many of us can relate, and that's what's so special about not only the quilts that we make, but if we also take the time to make, these little dolls or sock monkeys or this darling little yo-yo clown.
That's a favorite.
I mean, they're just so sweet.
Well, and I think too, when we think about quilting, we think about community and friendship.
Yeah.
And so I think this book speaks to that, and I hope it brings generations together to maybe make the yo-yo clown.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what, when I was at Quilt Festival, how many, grandmothers came up and said, oh, this will be perfect. I'll share it with my, my daughter, my granddaughter, and maybe we'll make a yo-yo clown, a sock monkey, or Sunshine Polly.
Cute little Sunshine Pollys. Oh, it's just so sweet, and I love it. So I hope you guys will pick up a copy. The book comes with the 3 patterns and also some quilt history, right?
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that. So I filmed a video about the history of quilt blocks, and in that video, I actually share some of the textiles that are in the book and the stories behind those quilt blocks, quilt patterns. It's really a fun way to just, again, share history and inspiration from my collection. So it's just I so appreciate this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Misty.
I'm so glad we could share it with all of you guys because I just think it's adorable. And like I said, it's the gifting season. So if you want a great little gift to, hand out to your friends in your quilt guild or your sewing group, or maybe just your grandkids, because like Amy said, it's really any generation. There's so much just to relate to in this cute little book about friendship, and you get some great little patterns to go along with it.
Yes.
A little bonus.
Yes, it is. It's been a joy to be able to share it and see people, their response to it has been so uplifting to me. So
yeah, it's so fun. Oh, thank you for being here,
you.
Amy. This has just been a delight, and we hope you guys have a wonderful week. I am busy getting ready for the holidays, finishing up the last of our stitching.
no.
You know, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it is.
It's
the busy time of year.
It is a busy time of year. So I hope you guys can all take a minute, slow down, and enjoy it. Maybe make a little something for yourself or your family members. And we will see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Thank you.